member, of course, of the body, the Central Bank's Monetary Board. Do you think you've done enough in terms of support here for the financial system? And indeed, ultimately, are you happy where the rates are at the moment, or could you possibly even see another cut on the horizon?
Well, let's put it this way. I think the Monetary Board has acted properly, and up to now, they have done quite a bit of their share. And we just want you to know that we still have a lot more to go before us. And this is because our reserve requirements are still quite high at 12%. And there's certainly rooms in the future, if necessary, to release more liquidity into the market through a reduction in the reserve requirement. And that will certainly put downward pressure on interest rates.
Secretary Dominguez, the governor is pretty upbeat about the prospects for the country, but when you take a look at the peso, it is weak. The second worst performer in Asia over the past 3 months. Investors are not buying into that story. Do you think the peso reflects the fundamentals of the Philippine economy?
Well, you know, the actual peso has actually, if you take a look at the entire pandemic period, it's actually strengthened. The recent drop in the value of the peso is to be expected as our economy opens and there is more demand for dollars as we import more. So that is a natural reaction, and we think that the market is reacting properly to the signals that are going on. And the signal essentially is that there is recovery along the way. And it's reflected in the increase in demand of dollars for imports.
Fitch, though, not really buying into that. It cut its outlook for the Philippines. Is there a risk of a downgrade, you think? What do you make of the move made by Fitch?
Well, let's distinguish between a downgrade and a change in outlook, okay? A downgrade is when you go from A- to BBB plus. A downgrade is when you go from BBB plus to BBB minus. And there are 3 countries in our rating tiers that have done this. Now, India, Peru, and us, they have just changed the negative outlook. And, you know, that is reasonable because of the fear of, I think, the pandemic coming back. So I think they're okay in doing that. But let's also remember that Fitch is only one of about 4 or 5 rating agencies. Let's wait for what the other guys say.
Secretary Dominguez, speaking of having enough money, your debt to GDP ratio currently stands at 60.4%. Is that sustainable?
Yes. Well, yes, because we don't see that increasing much beyond that amount. We think that's about the peak. And we think that starting next year, our deficit is going to go down to around 7.5%, and from there steadily down to where it was in 2019.
When do you think you'll get to pre-pandemic levels? What are you doing about it?
To get to pre-pandemic levels, we think, I would say, late 2022 and early 2023, back to the numbers we were having in 2019.
July 21, 2021. Catch Businessworld live again tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. for the market open and 3:15 p.m. for the market close. I am Jes Delos Santos. We are One News. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines.